Alright, here we are waiting for our departure time. We've got about 1 minute 30 seconds until we're supposed to leave, so I'll set up my weapon systems before that. What I'll do is I select rockets on the selector here, and I set the depression to 50. I also select the rocket release function, whatever it's called, to auto, and I will select guns for the sight. Now, I already armed everything before I even take off. That's not correct, but at least then I don't have to go heads down here while I'm flying. I also select the uncaged mode, so I get the correct depression, and now I'll line up. You could also use, I think, the radar, but I forgot how to do that, so I know this one works, as I described earlier. You will see the timer in the right hand corner whilst I'm in the F10 map, or actually the clock, but I'll also try to call out the times for those of you who can't see it, so to make up for the lack of proper editing. So we'll stop here, check the time. We've got about 20 seconds till departure, so I fly straight ahead towards this river here. It should take me about 1 minute 30 seconds from brakes release. That's 10 seconds to go. Increase the thrust. Three seconds, brakes released, starting timing. Adjusting course and releasing nose wheel steering. Rotate about 110 knots carefully. Here we go. That's positive rate. Gear up. And I'll push the nose down almost immediately, because this is the altitude we're going to be flying at. Retract the flaps and keep the nose up to compensate for the pitch moment. Flaps are up, gear up, and we'll keep accelerating. Got about 40 seconds until we should be over at the lake here. Looks about right. And for the next leg I used time speed of 350 knots. So we'll aim for that now already. Got about 20 seconds to go. We might be a bit early. 15 seconds to go. Should be right. And I reset my timer, or my lap interval. There we go. 27 seconds. Time should have been 7:16, and it was about that. Turn right heading 080. I will fly across the lake here at speed 350, so I'll reduce thrust and make sure I keep 350. If I arrive too early over the next waypoint, it doesn't really bother me too much, because I'm supposed to accelerate to 400 knots on the next leg, and that will help me do that, as I mentioned earlier. So this leg should take 1 minute 6 seconds. Gives me about 25 to go. Speed has been slightly high for a while, so I expect we arrive early. Should be here at 8 minutes 22 seconds. It's now 8 minutes 2 seconds. Pausing, I'll set my lap time there, slightly early on the actual time, and I'll accelerate to 400 knots now. Heading 093. So since the time calculation is already using 400 knots and I'm slow now, I will fly at 410 for a while here, or 420 maybe. Should be about 85% I think thrust there. Once I trimmed my aircraft here, a little bit of roll, speed is okay, I'll go into the F10 map. Adjust it for the next leg. There we go, and back into the cockpit, adjusting again. Heading should be 093, I'm slightly to the right of that. And we'll try to get our bearings. I go back to speed 400 now. We just flew through a small village with a quite wiggly river, so we'll look for that. And that was probably here. So we know we are roughly on the right track, and we should probably fly from this point over here. That should take us through that town. This leg should take me 2 minutes 30 seconds. I got now 1 minute 10 seconds to go. I'm starting to see the lake here, the first shoreline there, and we can see an extension up there which goes out here, and that should be the north eastern part where the waypoint is over here. That's the waypoint, the bridge here. We've got about 50 seconds to go. We should be over the bridge at time 10:52 in-game time. We are now at time 10:10, so we got about 30 or 40 seconds to go. Now we should have 30 seconds left, according to my timer here, and that looks quite correct. Adjusting the speed. 15 seconds to go. Next heading is 0908. It's a very, very slight right turn, but still quite important so that you make it. Should be over this waypoint at time 10:52. So I paused here. I'll just reset my lap counter. There, check the time. We're about 4 seconds early. Time was about 10:48 if you weren't able to see that. So the speed has been low since I passed the waypoint, and I'll adjust it back to 400 again, and I'll try to get my bearings. So after the lake we see a town with a road going in a easterly direction north of it. Should be this one. And behind this town we have the lake. We should hit the shoreline on the other side after 1 minute 42 seconds, and that gives us 1 minute to go now to get there. I'm starting to see... I can't really make anything out on the other side there. We're supposed to hit the lake about, or the shore, about here on this junction. And if I have it on my right side, I know I'm too far north and I should adjust my heading slightly to the right. But I won't really know this until I'm there. Got about 20 seconds to go. Start looking for the road now. And I got something here. Yeah, there it is. That's it. So we're pretty much spot on. Timing wise, I got 40 seconds, 41, 42 there, slightly early, or late actually, but that's good enough. Next checkpoint is over at the next big lake south of Krasnodar, which is here. It's this point, so it's fairly visible. We should pass, let's see here, from here to here, south of this village, sort of between these two here. Let's see if we do that. We got something on the left with a road. There's a road south of this village here, and that should be this one. And to our right I should have some water and a small village, and that's it. Speed is slightly low. And we got about, let's see, this leg should take 3 minutes 45 seconds. We got 1 minute to go. So we got another patch of water to our right here. It should be this lake. It's over there. Speed is good. And I'm starting to make out the Krasnodar lake over here now. And I think, if I lock my track IR, this part here is my waypoint. I don't know if you can see it yet, but zoom out and track IR on again. Should have about, let's see, 30 seconds to go. And we should pass this waypoint at time 14:37. It's 14:12 now. It looks like we are a bit early, so I reduced the speed a little bit already. Yep, we are early. Next leg, say about 12-degree left-hand turn 084. Start my timer again there, and we'll check. We were about 10 seconds earlier, 15 even, so I'll reduce speed 390 for the better part of this leg. There we go. So we're coming across another patch of water with some roads to our south and a bridge. This is a good one. There we go, a bridge, quite a large one, and yeah, double bridge. So now we know we are pretty much on the correct track. Then we should go along this route here, so we should go north of a small village. Could it be this one? There's a road, I think, there, north of it at least. This one going here, and there should be a bridge. And there we have a bridge. Now I will not know if I'm at the correct time or not until I pass the next waypoint. This leg should take me 1 minute 35 seconds. We've got on the timer 25 seconds left, and the waypoint is over here. Could be right. We should pass it at time 16:12. And we now got about 25 seconds to go. So I'll start increasing my speed, because on the next leg we should be at 500 knots. And this one is important to reset the timer for this one. So over the waypoint, heading 108, lap reset, timer, we are slightly early, which is good, because we're accelerating now. Heading 108. Getting up to 500 knots, and before I go into the map now, I really have to make sure I have trimmed the aircraft properly. Now I have a reference point, or checkpoint, along a power line, which I should pass after 59 seconds. And this one is only valid if I reset my lap timer at the previous waypoint, which I did. Sometimes I forget to do that. So we'll see, we should have about 20 seconds left. And I'm starting to see the power line here. And I trimmed the aircraft somewhat here, let's see. There we go. And I'll just go into the map and adjust it. Here's the power line. There's our waypoint. Get back down. Time now 59 seconds, exactly, almost, well, 1 or 2 seconds late, or early. So I keep speed 500. And let's see if we are on the correct way. We have a village coming up and a river to our left. Power line, left with village. River to the left and a village. And we cross through the, well, southern part of this village. That looks about right, actually. We're gonna go in the northern part of the larger town down there. Speed 500, looks okay. And I can't remember now if I mentioned it earlier, but the pop-up point from the IP is time-based. So when I hit the last waypoint, I will fly straight on for 31 seconds, or 32 seconds, and then I will do my pop-up, and we should have the airport, the target, to our right. So we got a road, another village here, which is split by the road, and that could be this one here, actually. Got this tower here, which isn't really marked on the map. It's this one here, I think, but it's not too visible. So now we're looking for this bridge here, which is next to the power line. From there I'll time 32 seconds. This is the larger town. We should be over the waypoint at 18:59, and this leg should take me about 2:47. And I'm up to 2:37 now, so it could work out. Let's see. Here is the waypoint. There's the bridge. I missed it a little bit, but resetting timer, 32 seconds. We were slightly early, so I'll reduce the speed here. And this isn't too good, because I'll then won't have the same amount of energy for the pull-up, so I won't reduce it too much. Or the pop-up. about 10 seconds to go. Increase the speed again, full thrust. It seems to be close to this power line here. And that's 30 seconds, pop up. It's very easy to pull too many G's in this aircraft when you're fast, but I'll aim for 4. So we got the airport to our right there. The tank is over there. Zoom out, roll in. And I'll extend this maneuver to get the proper dive angle. And there's my sight. Zoom out to check the angle. That's about 30. Speed is almost reaching 400, 6,000 feet. Let's go. And they're shooting at me. Break off. And let's have a look at that. That's quite a nice hit. And I got smoke. Egress, I'll go back to the town here. We tried this mission yesterday with my community Master Arms, and we had this as a rejoin point for the egress, and it worked out fairly well. We're 2 groups of 8 aircraft going slightly different routes, and it was very nice to be leading the second group, and I could see just up ahead here somewhere the first group, low level, going for the same target, striking it just about 20 seconds before us. It was really nice to see. I hope you got the idea how to do this. It's really enjoyable. The planning phase takes some time. You could use the mission planner if you want to, and get the times from there, but I found it just very easy and convenient to do it myself on a piece of paper or my tablet, because then I can only note the information I want the way I want it. So if you watched all of it, thank you for your time. See you.